Every emergency has two timelines: the visible one, the storm, the blackout, the explosion, the evacuation, and the invisible one, the moment your phone stops working, no signal, calls failing, messages stuck on sending, apps endlessly loading. It feels sudden, but it isn't. Your phone doesn't fail randomly during emergencies. It fails mechanically because the system behind it was never designed for synchronized panic. When you tap a contact and press call, it feels immediate. But your phone is not calling another phone. It is requesting access to a network. That network includes cell towers, radio spectrum, fiber optic cables, switching centers, authentication servers, data centers, and power systems. Your phone is just the endpoint. Everything else is infrastructure. And infrastructure only works when demand stays within its design limits. Each cell tower covers a defined geographic zone called a cell. Within that zone, the tower has limited bandwidth. That bandwidth must be shared among voice calls, video calls, text messages, app data, location services, and background updates. Under normal conditions, people connect and disconnect constantly. The system balances itself. Engineers design capacity based on typical behavior patterns: morning commute, evening streaming, weekend browsing. There is some buffer for spikes, but not for mass simultaneous demand. When an emergency hits, behavior changes instantly. Thousands of people in the same area reach for their phones at the same time. They call family, check social media, search for updates, upload videos, open maps. Every action requires bandwidth. The tower isn't broken, it's saturated. When too many connection requests hit simultaneously, the network starts rejecting new sessions. Calls fail, texts queue, apps time out. Your phone may still show full signal bars because signal strength only measures proximity to the tower. It does not measure available capacity. You can hear the network. The network just can't handle you. When a call fails, people try again. And again. And again. Each retry adds additional load to an already overloaded system. This creates a feedback loop. More congestion leads to more retries. More retries lead to more congestion. Network engineers call this positive feedback instability. It's not panic, it's physics. Voice calls require a continuous, dedicated channel for the entire duration of the call. Text messages are small packets of data. They can be queued and delivered in bursts. They don't require sustained connection. That's why emergency services often advise texting instead of calling. Texts use less bandwidth, but even text systems rely on signaling channels. When those channels overload, delays stretch from seconds to minutes or longer. Another layer most people never consider is radio spectrum. Cellular communication operates on licensed frequency bands. Those bands are finite. Carriers divide spectrum into slices and allocate them across towers. During congestion, spectrum cannot expand. You cannot simply add more air. The limitation isn't just hardware, it's physics. Cell towers also depend on electricity. Most have battery backups lasting 4 to 8 hours. Some have diesel generators, but generators require fuel. If the power grid goes down during a widespread emergency, towers begin failing progressively. As each tower goes offline, nearby towers absorb additional traffic. Load multiplies, congestion worsens. Even if your tower is still powered, it may now be serving double or triple its normal territory. Even a functioning tower is useless without backhaul. Backhaul is the fiber optic connection that links the tower to switching centers. If fiber lines are cut, flooded, or damaged, the tower becomes isolated. It can receive your signal, but it cannot route it. This creates one of the most confusing failure patterns. Full signal bars, no data. The tower is alive, but disconnected. Beyond towers lies the switching infrastructure. Calls and data sessions must be authenticated. Your SIM must be verified. Routing paths must be calculated. Switching centers manage this coordination. Under extreme load, routing systems bottleneck, even if radio spectrum is available, even if power is stable, even if fiber is intact. Software queues can overwhelm. Authentication servers can lag. Packets can drop. Failure doesn't require destruction, only saturation. This pattern repeats globally. During major earthquakes, hurricanes, wildfires, and large-scale blackouts, voice call failure rates spike dramatically, often above 90% in the most affected areas. The infrastructure may be partially intact. Demand overwhelms it. Even smaller incidents show the same mechanics. Concerts, protests, sporting events. Local networks slow dramatically, not because infrastructure is destroyed, because thousands of devices synchronize activity simultaneously. Emergencies are just extreme versions of that same pattern. There is also a policy layer. During large-scale crises, carriers may activate priority access for emergency responders and critical infrastructure personnel. Their communications are placed ahead of consumer traffic. This ensures coordination at higher levels. But it also means ordinary users get pushed lower in the queue. The network triages, and you may not be high priority. Even after the emergency stabilizes, service may remain degraded. Fuel must be delivered to generators. Fiber must be repaired. Routing tables must resynchronize. Authentication queues must clear. Just like supply chains, communication networks rely on continuous alignment. When alignment breaks, restarting is harder than maintaining. Backlogs ripple, and ripples take time to settle. Mobile networks are not poorly designed. They are optimized. Engineers balance cost, coverage, capacity, redundancy, latency, and power consumption. Designing a network capable of handling maximum emergency demand at all times would be extraordinarily expensive. Consumers would not tolerate the cost, so systems are engineered for efficiency under normal conditions, with limited surge capacity. This trade-off works most of the time, but emergencies compress margins instantly. Phones don't fail because they're weak. They fail because capacity is finite. Demand spikes simultaneously. Power buffers expire. Backhaul disconnects. Software queues overload. Failure is layered, mechanical, predictable. Food systems rely on motion. Energy systems rely on synchronization. Communication systems rely on balance. When demand synchronizes unexpectedly, precision becomes fragility. Your phone doesn't stop working because it's broken. It stops working because it's part of a network designed for efficiency, not mass simultaneous stress. Full signal bars do not mean infinite capacity. They mean you are connected to a finite machine. And that machine has limits. When your phone shows no service during an emergency, it isn't mysterious. It isn't personal. It isn't random. It's congestion. It's power. It's routing. It's synchronization under strain. It's the invisible machine reaching its limits. And now you understand why.